Hi everybody, welcome to another video. I'm Lex Gray. This is my first video with this setup. I finally have my little corner here ready to go for my front-facing talking head videos. I've always wanted to do this with a bigger space, and recently I moved, so the opportunity came up. And with this cheap Walmart table, this little DM shield, my computer here, and some content off to my right, I'm going to be able to make these more personal face-to-face videos, along with my usual tabletop camera facing down videos that you guys have been seeing recently that I made with my Sector Void campaign using lasers and feelings. So this is new to me. I haven't done this in a while. At least I haven't had a full setup. I've always used my laptop's front-facing camera, not like a camera on a tripod. Nothing about this is expensive. This is my same webcam I've used before. I have like several webcams. I keep my other one docked on the table camera rig thing, majig. And again, this is just a 30 bucks worth of table and same existing equipment I've had before. Big difference is the space. So with this in mind, I'm going to try and figure out what I can do with this space more often in terms of content. Uh, Personally, it depends on the day, but usually I like to talk to you guys face to face. The table down content is great for more interactivity, so dice rolling, taking notes, but I still, for myself, feel like I can give more talking to you guys face to face, like it's a job interview or something. So, essential, what I figure would be best to start for the first official video using this setup. Again, this is not really a series or anything. I kind of not scrapped, I kind of shelved my Lex Talk or the Lex Gray show. It wasn't really going in a route I was hopeful for. But what this is kind of a precursor to my next campaign. So I made a campaign some time ago that ran for plenty of episodes using, I think I recall separately, several systems, at least two. My goal for the next one, which most likely will be your standard low fantasy, will be to use one system the entire time. I am notorious for jumping ship and changing systems halfway through at probably the worst time. So I want to make this a personal challenge to myself and use an old system from my collection. You guys have seen these all before. They are personal favorites of mine. Some I have used plenty of times, some I have talked about, and maybe at best made a character, but not actually used, fully utilized them in an environment such as a short campaign. So let's talk about the first system. This is one of my underrated favorites, and it will be Elric. This is, of course, Chaosium. It has your standard D100 setup, roll under skill system. It's similar to Call of Cthulhu with its modified version of its rules. So again, it's breaded from basic role playing. Now, again, the systems I'm showing you are ones I'm thinking about using. I've not decided on one. And to be honest with you, I'm curious what you guys think out of these choices. Which one do you want me to see? Which one do you guys want me to use? I can also do a poll following this video, but I'm curious what my initial viewers will think based on this video. So again, Chaosium's Elric, which is part of a series. This is the only titled one different from the other entries. This is a Michael Moorcock setting. But Elric is a personal favorite of mine. The character sheet is very distinguished and similar-ish to the BRP, Call of Cthulhu line. But yeah, I like this. It's a it can be pretty quick to learn. D100 roll under system combat is somewhat unique in its own right, but again, everything still falls within the BRP rule set. So, and with that in mind, I have the most content for it, most additional accessories. I have a shield, some more additional world building content, etc. So this one is why I have that binder clip stationed on there. So that is Elric, and that is the only BRP Chaos and Relay product in my collection. You guys probably see the next one here, and that is Rule Cyclopedia. Rule Cyclopedia is a favorite for many of my viewers, and it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite D&D book out of everything I have. I have 24 D&D related products. Just looking over there in my collection. Rule Cyclopedia sums up in a resourceful booklet a tome for the BECMI series, Basic Expert Companion Masters, and a touch on Immortals. Again, Rule Cyclopedia is not a learning guide. It is a reference, kind of like Osric is for retro clones. It has everything laid out, but I love using the Rule Cyclopedia. I love the front graphic here. It is a genuine TSR product, early 90s, I think. Yep, 1991. This is an original copy released from back then. This is not a reprint, pay to print kind of. This is authentic, genuine Rule Cyclopedia. So, of course, hard copy, and it covers levels 1 and up all the way up to 30 plus. So, with that in mind, this I think will probably be the most popular option from my fans, people who have played, growing up playing original D&D pre-3, pre-3rd edition. So we're talking BX, BECMI, AD&D, AD&2E, the original white box, stuff like that. So again, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys first in the comments. I have an option already in mind, but I want to see what you guys think. But I also don't want to ignore the others. Yeah, D&D can be a great go-to, especially the OSR with Thaco, however you pronounce it, but I want to give these other ones a shot. Especially this next upcoming one. You probably see the cover partially here, and you're doing that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing. Hey, I know what that is. Palladium. The reason why I included this one, despite the fact I don't know how to play it for the most part, because I want to learn it. I've had this for so long. I love this game, and through at least reading it. Again, I still need to play it. I made a character to my best ability and have not finished the character. I don't think I have. But Palladium, how you pronounce it, is a classic in the OSR space, or at least I shouldn't say OSR, I should say old school RPG space. And it is one of those released versions of an RPG parallel with the original D&D days. So with TRS-R D&D. So this came out in the early 80s, I believe. But yeah, Palladium is a full-on tome. It includes the bestiary, the character creation magic, and it is a different magic system compared to D&D. And I do recommend watching Me, Myself, and Die, the Sage's Library, Trevor Duvall talk about Palladium. He has some very strong opinions and far more experience than I do to sum up what he thinks about Palladium and how it seems to be a recurring pattern for novice or expert players of Palladium to not know how combat works. And again, I haven't really touched base on combat much at all. So if I do choose this one, and I'm really wanted to try to learn this, and I feel like playing it will learn it. I will be able to learn it best. At the same time, that might draw some patience from my viewers if I don't know the system at the same time, if that makes sense. That might be half the fun, that might be half the battle, to learn the system as I play, at least I read the booklet to its, not just skim through it, but actually read through it. And then try my best to play on camera and go, look at your guys' critiques and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff to see how am I doing and how I can adjust. But at the end of the day, am I having fun with it? That's really what I care about. But at the same time, I still want to learn it. So Palladium has been sitting on my shelf and has been screaming out, play. And I really want it. But obviously I have these other systems that I want to try too. So that's Palladium. Palladium. Feel free to correct me on that. Next is the same game. I just have two different versions or two different covers of the same book. This is GURPS. I've talked about GURPS many, many, many times. It probably is my most visible book out of these 3 to 4. 4 at least. I'll show you why I have 2 here. Again, I found this one recently. I've always had this one, 3rd edition, but I liked this cover a bit more, so I picked up 2. I don't know the difference between the 2. I can clarify now when they're released, but GURPS is a universal system compatible with any setting. Obviously, I'm sitting here telling you guys I'm going to be doing a low fantasy setting, which again, GURPS can qualify for. So this one that is my original copy that I've talked about before. I made characters, many characters on and off screen, so I'm familiar with the process, a point buying system, advantages, disadvantages, etc. This version here came out to the latest of 1998 per this book. And the next one, which is the recent copy, I picked up in chronological order, not release time. This one's 1989. So obviously, this one seems to be older, this 3rd edition, while this one most likely is a follow-up release, reprint that has these pages that are resources popping out. Again, this one is 1998. So keep that in mind on whichever one I decide to use. I might just go with the one I'm more familiar with or I have experience going through. That's both of what I have for GURPS. GURPS is a 3d6 roll under system. It is skill-based, while the others are more skill and classes too. Unlike Elric is, it's been a while, but Elric is skill-based. It has races. I don't remember if it has a defined classes in it. Feel free to correct me on that. But yeah, most of these are class-based. I'm sorry, skill-based systems, which can show where I lean in terms of games I like to try in the old school space. So, to recap, Elric, Rule Cyclopedia, Palladium, and GURPS. These are the games I want to try for my upcoming campaign. That I really want. Again, it's mostly because I want to try these systems out, and I want to perfect them, or at least learn to the best of my ability. Now, the Sector Void campaign, that one's on off the shelf. That's obviously still in, or it's off the shelf, it's still in play. I had a lot of fun using Lasers and Feelings and then hacking the system to more of my extent, which Smitty did comment recently on, sharing that same opinion that it was good that I hacked Lasers and Feelings to go beyond its initial lifespan for a one night family game to a actual one shot / short campaign using expanding the rules a bit. But these are obviously bigger systems and have much more a bigger footprint. Most of them. Elric, I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. But Chaosium, it's a big name, as all these other ones are. TSR back then, Steve Jackson Games, which is still around, and Palladium is still also around, still going. And I've seen a re-release recently of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and other creatures, whatever it's called, which I have on the originals. And again, Sector Void is not off the table. That's still going to be an upcoming additional one-shot. I don't think I'm going to do a short campaign just yet for Sector Void. I want to do another one-shot of either the same character, Calgon, or another character that somehow, again, traffic style, they somehow connect in an upcoming one-shot. But yeah, Sector Void, I'm going to do little sectors, of the pun intended. I want to do little entries. While this, I want to make a new world. The question is, that you guys might be asking, will this be off an existing world I've made? For example, I have an Exeter campaign. I don't really know. Will this be open, sandbox where I will explore? Most likely. Where I'll be filming this, I most likely the tabletop camera. This is more like what I'm doing now. I want to give you guys my full, undivided attention, talk to you. You can see my emotions behind what I'm saying. It feels more personal and approachable. The tabletop is more interactive, and I feel like I can do more dice rolling on that. If I were to record the campaign here, I don't have another camera to show you what I'm rolling for dice. I would have to bring the rig over here, but then you'll see the bar up in front of my face, and that's not very appealing. I can always zoom in and then have the bar here and the camera off to the side rolling the dice. But I don't know, it still feels distracting to have a bar in front of me while I'm talking to you guys in another camera view. Because again, this is the intended spot for this little setup. So that's really it. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope you don't mind this little shield. Again, this is not a PNG, it's a really part of the shot here. I wanted to give that, again, D&D-esque a game master talking to you, like you guys are watching a game master play. I'm not a game master per se, I'm a solo player. I have the game mastering experience now for a couple of years, but always a work in progress here in Lex Talk, or Lex Gray. So thank you for watching. Appreciate your guys' time. I hope this gave you some insight on what I want to do next. I will most likely title this the next system I want to use in my campaign, my next campaign. I'm not sure yet, but it'll be in that sense. So as always, please subscribe, like, share, and comment, and ring that bell so you're notified of my next upcoming videos. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.